Welcome, my name is Matt, aka RoadJedi88. We're getting into Star Wars, guys. Here, heroes, mods, Visas Marr, and I have to admit, I am unfamiliar with this character. My assumption, my guess, is she probably comes from one of the Old Republic video games, possibly. Sitting here with a light, or a red lightsaber. That's a George Lucas Era generation understanding for Sith, related position. Of course, Disney generation has kind of brought some new interpretations to lightsabers with the bleeding of crystals and stuff like that. Either way, it would still be Sith. So Visas Marr, if you go to my, and like I said, I'm just guessing as to where she probably comes from. I'm guessing a video game, probably, possibly the Old Republic. And it's a guess on my part. If anyone does know for certain, feel free to comment down below, correct me if I'm wrong. But Visas Marr, if you go to my character mods playlist, the very first video, I do break down by dictionary definition the various different types of character roles as well as the various different types of mods. SWGOH.GG recommends triple health. The in-game tips recommend speed and health. If we were to do speed and health, we would need 4 speed mods in order for that to be active. Currently, I'm kind of trying to further my understanding about like the different shape inserts of the mods, because apparently, and I kind of assumed this before. I just have yet to confirm it with myself officially yet, but it has been brought to my attention, and it is something that is making me dig a little bit deeper about, just so I can be a little more accurate. And of course, when I do a rework of all these character mods later on, hopefully I can actually have them better arranged, the assortment arranged appropriately to the appropriate shape inserts as well. So my next round of presenting these can be a little more effective, or efficient. But we can go back and take a look at her abilities to see what is, what works for her in terms of the type of mods. Well, she has stuff for physical damage. She is a healer, but she has things for physical damage, health, defense up, and damage, chance, so critical chance. It sounds like there's a few possibilities of what you could do. You could have, you can assign multiple loadouts, different loadouts, probably like critical damage, critical chance. We'll probably do like double health and critical chance, speed and health, critical damage and, or critical damage and a pair of health. I'm going with triple health. I kind of have this personal theory, or this, this mentality of, if I were to be in a medical crisis, what kind of doctor would I want working on me? Do I want a doctor who just barely passed med school, with a cracker, like a crackerjack box doctor who just barely passed med school, hardly reliable to the point that they have to be contracted under state to even practice? Or would you rather a doctor who aced med school, knows what they're doing, enough to be allowed their own private practice? What kind of doctor would you want working on you? Is kind of the point of the mentality. In the game, when you're squatted up and you have a healer, she goes with unaligned force users. So maybe she's not a Sith, but clearly as a force user, she's using a red lightsaber. So that still raises questions there. But look at Asa's Ventress. I'm going, when it comes to a healer, if I were to have any problems with my characters, my squad mates, if they're just getting pummeled or whatever, what kind of healer do I want in my squad? Do I want one who is just kind of barely hanging by a thread and able to even do their work? Or do I want someone who's going to be efficient in doing their work? The only other, if I were to have a secondary loadout, I would go with speed and health. Because then that puts a little more speed in her effort. She already has a lot of health abilities. I don't know if I'd really want to mess around with critical damage or critical chance. I mean, they aren't to be ruled out. They're not to be ruled out as possibilities. But I mean, if I wanted something to be effective for a battle situation where if things were going south, if there was a chance to rebound, recover, whatever, what kind of healer do I want in that moment? Someone who's really good at their job, someone who can be quick on their feet. That's why, if I were to have a secondary loadout outside of triple health mod situation, then I probably would consider speed and health, because speed was an aspect to her ability there. And even if it wasn't, again, you kind of want your medic to be quick, if possible. You also want them to be able to defend themselves. There was something in there about that, in her abilities. So, but if it was me, I'm saying triple health. And as far as for a secondary loadout, if I were to have a secondary loadout, I would say speed and health. That's just personal preference. That is also an in-game tip here. It is coinciding with the online website, swgoh.gg, which is a fan statistical preference. For Visas Marr, Star Wars Galaxy of Heroes, character and mods, subscribe to the channel, like the videos, comments, questions, suggestions down below, and thank you for following. May the Force be with you.